All right, let me tell you something that's going to shift everything for you. You don't have to live a life that's limited by your current circumstances. You don't have to settle for good enough or one day or maybe someday. No. The truth is, you can transform your life right now, today. The power is in your hands, but it all starts in your mind. Every single thing you want in life, every success, every dream you've ever had, it's all there waiting for you, but it's not going to come unless you're ready to shift your thinking, make bold moves, and take massive action. You have to go big. You have to think bigger than ever before and act bigger than you ever imagined. Because here's the secret. If you don't take control of your thoughts, your mindset, your actions, you will always stay stuck. You will always be wondering what if. But that stops now. I'm here to show you how to break free from all of that. It's time to own your mind, to destroy every excuse, every ounce of negativity, and to step into the greatness you've been waiting for. Now let's get to work. Your thoughts shape your reality. The power of your thoughts is not a mystery. It's simple. What you think about consistently, you become. The world around you reflects your internal world. It's all energy. The thoughts you hold in your mind are magnetic forces, pulling in the things, people, opportunities, and circumstances that match them. Most people don't understand this. They think that life happens to them, that things are out of their control. But in reality, your thoughts are creating your life. Every single moment, you are casting your thoughts like seeds into the soil of your future. If you plant negative thoughts, you harvest negativity. If you plant positive, empowering thoughts, your life will reflect those thoughts. The world is not something you navigate blindly. It's a reflection of your thinking. If your life isn't where you want it to be, it's time to look inward. Change your thoughts and you change everything. Now, the mistake many people make is not realizing how much power they have over their thoughts. We often feel as though our thoughts happen to us, like they're random or uncontrollable. But that's a lie. You have the ability to choose your thoughts, every single one. Yes, the moment you decide to take control of your thinking, everything shifts. Think about it. How many times have you had a negative thought, let it spiral, and watched it ruin your day? Maybe you start with a small worry, then it grows. Next thing you know, you're anxious, frustrated, and overwhelmed. Why? Because your thoughts are powerful. They drive your emotions, which drive your actions. If you think you can't do something, your actions will reflect that. If you think you're not good enough, your behavior will show it. But when you flip that script, when you consciously choose empowering thoughts, your entire experience changes. It's about understanding the power of intention. The moment you get clear on what you want, your mind aligns with that intention. The universe doesn't respond to wishful thinking or vague desires. It responds to clarity and focus. What do you want? Not just in some far off someday kind of way, but right now. What's the goal? What's the vision? What's the outcome you're aiming for? Once you have that clarity, your thoughts begin to line up with it. When you are clear on your intentions, your thoughts become laser focused. They start to work for you, not against you. And when your thoughts are aligned with your desires, the world around you starts to conform to that energy. It's not magic. It's the law of attraction in its most pure and practical form. Focus on what you want, and you will begin to see the opportunities, people, and circumstances that match your thoughts. You can't afford to be careless with your thoughts. When you entertain negativity, doubt, or fear, you're choosing to sabotage your own success. If you let those negative thoughts take hold, you're planting seeds for failure. But when you choose to believe in your ability, in your worth, in your potential, you open the door to success. The universe has no choice but to respond. Here's the deal. You're not just a passive observer in your own life. You are the creator. You have the ability to shape your reality through the power of your thoughts. The moment you start thinking differently, you start living differently. The key is consistency. It's not enough to have one good thought here and there. It's not enough to feel inspired for a day or two. You must train your mind to focus on what you want every single day. It takes practice. It takes commitment, but the payoff is worth it. You have the power to create a life that matches your highest vision. Your thoughts are the tools you need to build it. Focus on what you want, not what you fear. Your focus determines your future. Where your focus goes, energy flows. The problem is, most people focus on the wrong things. They focus on their fears, their doubts, their problems, their obstacles, and that's exactly what they get more of. Fear is a powerful force. It can paralyze you. It can distort your perception of reality. But it's not real. Fear is just an emotion, a thought in your mind. Yet too many people allow fear to dictate their actions, their decisions, and their lives. When you focus on fear, you create a self-fulfilling prophecy. You start to expect failure, disappointment, and struggle. You begin to notice all the things that reinforce that belief. You become hyper-aware of every obstacle, every setback. The more you focus on fear, the more you attract it. But that's not the way forward. If you want to break through, you must shift your focus. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, focus on what could go right. Shift your perspective. Start looking for the possibilities instead of the problems. Ask yourself, what's the best case scenario here? What can I learn from this challenge? How can I grow from this situation? When you focus on growth, you'll find solutions instead of obstacles. Fear is always a sign that you're stepping out of your comfort zone. It's a signal that you're pushing yourself toward growth. So instead of running from it, lean into it. Let it propel you forward. But don't let it consume you. Your mind will always find evidence for what you believe. If you believe everything is going to go wrong, you'll find plenty of evidence to back that up. But if you believe that everything is working out for you, you'll begin to see opportunities, connections, and solutions that you would have missed otherwise. It's not about ignoring reality. It's about choosing to focus on the positive aspects and believing that everything is moving in your favor. When you focus on what you want, you align your actions with your desires. Your decisions become empowered. Instead of hesitating, doubting, or procrastinating, you take decisive action toward your goals. And when you take action, the universe responds. Things start to move. People start to show up. Opportunities unfold. But focusing on what you want requires one thing: clarity. You must get clear about what you want, not just in vague terms, but in specific, measurable, actionable ways. When you know exactly what you want, you create a blueprint for your thoughts, actions, and outcomes. The clearer you get, the more your thoughts will start working in alignment with your goals. The truth is, you don't have time to waste on fear and doubt. You don't have time to focus on what could go wrong. You need to focus on what could go right. You need to focus on the opportunities that are waiting for you, the growth that is possible, and the success that is just around the corner. Your mind will always find evidence for whatever you focus on. So why not make it something that serves you? Focus on what you want, not what you fear. Own your mind. Stop the excuses. You are the master of your mind, or you are a slave to it. There is no middle ground. You control your thoughts, or they control you. Every moment you let your mind run wild with excuses, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs, you are giving up your power. You are choosing to stay stuck, choosing to stay small, and choosing to settle for less than you deserve. It's time to take full responsibility. No more blaming circumstances, people, or anything else. The only thing standing between where you are now and where you want to be is your own thinking. You might not have control over everything that happens in life, but you have total control over how you respond to it. You control your thoughts, your attitude, your actions. This is where your true power lies, and it's time to take that power back. You might be thinking, but I can't help how I feel, or I can't control what's going on around me. It's natural to feel like life is out of your control, but that's just a lie. It's the lie that keeps you stuck. Yes, life happens. Yes, challenges will arise, but how you choose to think about those challenges is completely up to you. How you choose to respond, to feel, and to act in the face of adversity is entirely in your hands. The first step to owning your mind is taking responsibility. Stop being a victim. Stop seeing yourself as someone at the mercy of life's circumstances. The moment you take responsibility, you shift from a position of powerlessness to one of control. You stop letting the world dictate your mood and actions. You decide how you will react. You decide how you will think. You decide how you will rise up in the face of difficulty. Excuses are the silent killers of success. They hold you back without you even realizing it. I don't have time. I don't know how. I'm too old/young. It's too hard. These are the lies that keep you from moving forward. The more you feed them, the more you create a story in your mind that it's okay to stay exactly where you are. But let me tell you something. It's not okay, not anymore. It's time to break through. It's time to stop making excuses and start making progress. Owning your mind means refusing to settle for less. It means challenging every limiting belief you've ever had about yourself. When your mind tells you you can't or you're not good enough, you fight back. You remind yourself that those are just stories, those are just thoughts, and you can change them. When you own your mind, you stop waiting for the perfect conditions. You stop waiting for the stars to align, for everything to be just right before you take action. There is no such thing as perfect timing. It doesn't exist. The only time is now. You make the decision and you take action. You don't wait for permission. You don't wait for the perfect moment. You just go. Stop being a spectator in your own life. It's time to step up and play full out. You are the creator of your reality, not the victim of it. You get to decide how things go. So stop sitting on the sidelines watching other people. Take action while you hold yourself back with excuses. The only thing that stands between you and your success is your willingness to take full responsibility for your thoughts, actions, and results. Own it. Every decision, every action, every outcome. Own it. You control your destiny. Gratitude destroys negativity. Gratitude is the antidote to fear, doubt, and negativity. It's the most powerful tool you have to shift your mindset and transform your life. The moment you begin to practice gratitude consistently, your entire perspective changes. The weight of the world starts to lift and you begin to see the beauty in every moment. Gratitude forces you to focus on the abundance in your life, not the lack. It forces you to look at what's working, not what's not. And when you shift your focus in this way, you start to attract more of what you're grateful for. The simple act of appreciating what you have in the present moment opens the floodgates to more success, more joy, and more fulfillment. Most people spend their lives focusing on what's wrong. They focus on the problems, the obstacles, the things they don't have. It's easy to get caught in that cycle, to get overwhelmed by everything that seems to be going wrong. But focusing on what's wrong only breeds more of the same. It drains your energy. It holds you back. It makes you feel stuck. It traps you in a negative loop that keeps you from moving forward. Gratitude breaks that cycle. It shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance. It forces you to find the good in every situation, no matter how small. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you change your state. You change your energy. You change your entire approach to life. But here's the catch. Gratitude isn't just about feeling thankful for the big wins. It's about appreciating the small things. It's about waking up in the morning and being thankful for the opportunity to start a new day. It's about being grateful for your health, your relationships, your job, and everything you already have. The more you practice gratitude, the more your brain starts to rewire itself. It begins to look for the good in every situation. It becomes conditioned to focus on the positive, and as a result, your reality starts to shift. You begin to see more of the things you appreciate and less of the things you don't. But gratitude is more than just a mindset shift. It's a practice. It's something you must commit to every single day. The moment you wake up, start the day with gratitude. Before you go to bed, reflect on the things you're thankful for. Write them down, say them out loud. The more you do this, the more you'll begin to notice the small blessings that surround you every day. And as you shift your focus to these blessings, you'll attract even more things to be grateful for. You'll begin to see how much abundance is already in your life, and the negativity that once consumed you will fade into the background. Gratitude doesn't just change your mindset. It changes your energy. It changes your vibration. And when your energy is aligned with gratitude, you become a magnet for everything you want. The universe responds to your frequency. When you radiate positivity and appreciation, you draw more of the same into your life. It's time to stop complaining, stop focusing on what's missing, and start being grateful for what you already have. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the door to a life of abundance. It destroys negativity. It's the simplest, most effective way to shift your mindset and transform your reality. And the best part, it's free. It costs nothing but your willingness to change your perspective. Think big, act bigger. Too many people limit themselves by thinking too small. They shrink their vision, shrink their goals, and shrink their potential. They settle for mediocrity because they don't believe they deserve more, or worse, they don't believe they can achieve more. They've been conditioned to think that their dreams are too big, too unrealistic, or too impossible. But let me tell you this, thinking small is the fastest way to guarantee you'll never reach your full potential. The first step to achieving extraordinary success is to think big. You've heard it before, but how often do you really apply it? If your goals don't scare you a little bit, if they don't make your heart race, then you're probably playing it too safe. You're probably thinking within the confines of your comfort zone. And the problem with that, nothing grows in your comfort zone. Nothing. It's a place of stagnation, a place where nothing gets better and nothing expands. When you think big, you put your mind into a different realm. You stop thinking about what you currently have or what you currently know. Instead, you start thinking about what's possible. You begin to stretch your imagination, break down the walls of limitation, allow yourself to dream about a reality that's much greater than anything you've experienced so far. And let me tell you something, it's not a mistake that successful people think big. It's a choice, it's a decision to refuse to settle for anything less than greatness. And you have that same choice. You can make the decision today to stop playing small. You can make the decision today to think as big as you possibly can. But thinking big alone isn't enough. If you stop there, if you just dream about a better life without taking action, you'll get nowhere. Thinking big is only half the battle. The real power lies in your ability to act bigger than ever before. Action is where the magic happens. It's where results are born. It's where the vision in your mind turns into the reality you experience. So many people think that success is a matter of luck, or that it's about having the right connections, the right circumstances, or the right timing. That's a lie. Success is about execution. Success is about what you're willing to do that others aren't willing to do. Success is about going above and beyond, taking massive action toward your goals every single day and not stopping until you achieve them. When you think big, you must act bigger. The difference between someone who talks about success and someone who achieves it is their willingness to put in the work. Thinking big isn't just about having grand ideas. It's about backing those ideas with the action needed to bring them to life. Every big goal requires a massive amount of work. Every dream worth achieving demands relentless, consistent action. You can't just wish for things to happen. You must make them happen. One of the biggest obstacles to thinking big and acting bigger is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough. But here's the truth. Fear is the signal that you're on the right track. The bigger the fear, the bigger the opportunity. If you're not scared, you're probably not pushing yourself hard enough. Fear means you're stretching, that you're growing, and that you're moving outside of the safety of your comfort zone. Fear is a sign that you're reaching for something bigger, something better. The only way to overcome that fear is to act in spite of it. When you face fear with massive action, it loses its grip on you. You'll quickly realize that the things you were afraid of weren't nearly as dangerous as you imagined. And the more you act, the more you build confidence in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Every step you take in the direction of your goals, no matter how small, brings you closer to your dream and makes you less afraid of the journey. To act bigger, you must be willing to break through your limitations. You must be willing to push past the voices in your head that tell you to stop, to slow down, to settle. Most people quit when things get hard. They stop when they face their first obstacle. They throw in the towel when they don't see immediate results. But the people who achieve greatness are the ones who keep going when others stop. They take action even when they don't feel like it. They keep going when it seems impossible. They act bigger than their circumstances, bigger than their fears, and bigger than their doubts. But here's the kicker. Action without a clear strategy won't get you anywhere either. You need a plan. Thinking big doesn't mean being reckless or throwing everything you have into the wind without direction. You need to take focused, intentional action toward your goals. Every action must move you closer to the outcome you desire. Every step must be calculated, deliberate, and aligned with your vision. But it doesn't have to be perfect. Perfection is an illusion. It's better to take massive action imperfectly than to take no action at all. Perfectionism will keep you stuck. Progress, even imperfect progress, is what leads to success. The reality is that most people get stuck in the planning phase. They wait for everything to align before they take that first step. They wait until they feel ready, until the timing is perfect, until they have all the answers. But that's not how success works. Success comes from starting where you are with what you have and making the most of it. You don't need all the answers right now. You just need to start. Once you start, you'll learn, you'll adjust, and you'll keep moving forward. The key is to keep taking action Action that is consistent, focused, and aligned with your big goals. When you act bigger, you push yourself to achieve more. You stop accepting excuses. You stop telling yourself, I'll do it later, or it's too hard. You start telling yourself, I'm capable. I'm going to make this happen. I'll find a way. The more you act, the more momentum you build. And momentum is the secret to making big things happen. Momentum pushes you forward even when you feel like stopping. Momentum is what propels you toward your goals, even when the path is uncertain. Most importantly, acting bigger means taking ownership of your results. You stop making excuses. You stop blaming others. You accept full responsibility for the outcome, whether good or bad, and you move forward from there. You understand that you are the only one who can create your success, and you take full control of the process. So think big, but don't stop there. Act bigger. Be willing to take the bold, massive action that most people won't take. Push yourself harder, faster, and with more focus than ever before. Embrace the fear and use it to fuel your journey. Keep going when it's tough, keep learning, and keep executing. Every action you take is another step toward your ultimate success. Keep thinking big, but act even bigger, because that's how dreams become reality. Now let's wrap this up with a powerful realization. The power to change your life is not somewhere out there, it's right here, inside you. Your thoughts are shaping your world, and with the right mindset, the right focus, and the relentless action to match, there is nothing stopping you from achieving everything you've dreamed of. From now on, every single action you take must come from a place of ownership. Own your mind. Take control of your thoughts. Focus on what you want, not what you fear. Don't wait. Don't make excuses. The only thing standing in your way is the story you tell yourself. You have the power to change that story and create a new reality. Think bigger, act bigger. This is your time. So are you ready to break through? Are you ready to unleash the power of your mind and make things happen? If you're serious about changing your life, then hit that subscribe button. Join me on this journey to greatness right here on Tony Robbins Track. Together, we're going to make sure you don't just dream big, you live bigger. Remember this, your thoughts shape your reality. And the moment you decide to think bigger and act bigger, your world changes. This isn't some motivational fluff. It's the truth. You hold the keys to your own success. If you're ready to start taking control of your life and achieve everything you deserve, don't waste another second. Hit that subscribe button, because the Tony Robbins Track is here to take you to the next level. Your future begins now. Let's go.